Hey guys, welcome back to the Iowa Homeschool Mom channel. Today we're going to be sharing our preschool learning binder with you. Now, this binder is something that we've been adding to throughout the school year this past year. It just started out with a few pages at the beginning, and my daughter loved it so much that we've just been adding more and more resources to it. And even though I made this binder designed for my daughter, you can also purchase it as well, so full disclosure there. If you guys are looking for free resources, there's also some free sheets in here that you guys can get on the blog, and I will point those out as we go through the binder today. So at the front you can see I just made a brand new cover sheet for her, and there's a place for her to write her name at the bottom. Alright, so let's open it up and I will show you guys what else is inside. So we have a few different pouches that we found at the Dollar Tree. And I really like these ones because they're clear so your child can easily see what's in them. In the first little one, we just have our wooden movable alphabet. And then the next one, we have some little animal figurines. Alright, then we move on to our first activity, and this one is a matching / vocabulary development lesson. And for this activity, we have our printed out sheet in the protector sleeve here. And we are going to be using our animal figurines. And if you guys don't have little animal figurines to match, you can always print off the sheet. We have a black and white version. You can put the black and white version into the protector sheet and then laminate and cut out your colorful sheets. So my child would pull out a little toy animal and then identify it. So which animal is this? A humpback whale. Then she would have to find it on the sheet and match it up. We have a squid, shark, pufferfish or porcupine fish. And she would just go on and on like that until she completed the page. And this printable, there's a few different options. We have this ocean animal one, another ocean animal one, and then we also have zoo animals and farm animals. And we have the sheet in the front because it's just both my kids' favorite activity. So it kind of gets them off to a good start. And I just want to mention that we do not do everything every day. They just usually pick out a few different sheets. Then we move on to days of the week and months of the year. And for this, we usually sing little songs to go along with. And the printable for the days of the week, there's two different options for you. So the first one has Sunday as the first day of the week, and then the other one has Monday. So you just have your child place. Yesterday was Monday. Today is Tuesday. And tomorrow will be Wednesday. And then we have the months of the year. So this month is May. And if you guys are wondering, to attach everything, I just use these little clear Velcro dots. Then we have our weather. So today's weather is, and then they would pick one, partly cloudy. And then you would ask them, is it cold, cool, warm, or hot today? And then they would take their dry erase marker and circle it. So today is pretty warm. And then on this side we have our honeycomb alphabet. So there's a few different things you can do with this one. You can just have it as a poster and you can sing the alphabet to the kids, or if you're doing a Montessori style, you go over the letter sounds instead when introducing. And then what we are doing is actually matching lowercase letters to uppercase letters with this one. And I just have these one in a separate envelope because they're pretty heavy. So A, little a to big A. And then you have your lowercase n to uppercase n. Lowercase r to uppercase r. And then so on and so on. So this is a great one for letter recognition, both uppercase and lowercase. Then we move on to letter sounds, and for this activity we're going to be using our movable wooden alphabet, and I actually found these letters at Michael's and I just painted them myself. The letters themselves were about $10 or $11, and they give you about 4 or 5 of each letter. And I painted the vowels blue and then the consonants pink because it's my daughter's favorite color. You could also use alphabet magnets or pieces from an alphabet puzzle as well. And then, of course, we have letters that you can print off as well. So basically, your child would just have to sound out the first letter of each word. So what does cat start with? Cat. Cat starts with the letter C, and then they would have to match it up. What does yarn start with? Yarn. Y. And then the apple. What does apple start with? A. And then they would just go on and on like that. And for these sheets, I have the long vowel sounds as well as the short vowel sounds, and then both of the X sounds as well. And then we move on to colors. So for this one, your child is working on color recognition as well as matching. And they're just going to match up the little paint splotches here to the corresponding paintbrushes. We got purple, orange, pink, and so on and so on. And then up top here we have color mixing. So they're going to figure out if you mix red and yellow, what color do you get? Orange, blue and yellow, green, and red and blue makes purple. And then after colors, we move on to some counting work. So for this one, your child is going to get to use a dry erase marker again. And we like to add nursery rhymes in, so I would ask my child how many green and speckled frogs were sitting on this log. And they would count 1, 2. And then we would sing, 2 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. And then they would find the 2 and circle it. And they would just go on like that for the rest of them. And then up top we have the same thing, but we sing monkeys jumping on the bed for this one. And then we just have some basic counting to 20. And then we have some higher counting, so counting in their teens. And then we have counting by tens to 100. All right, then we have some more counting work. And I know some of this may seem repetitive, but my kids don't do every sheet every day. They just pick out certain ones, and I think having different ones just gives them a nice variety to choose from. So they have these little cards, and they would have to count the object on the card. So they'd count the penguins, 1, 2, 3, and then they would have to match it up to the 3. 1, 2 ice cream cones. And then 9 beach balls. And they would just go on like that until they completed the page. And then we move on to some pattern work. So patterns are a great precursor to math for little ones. And for this activity, your child will just be completing the 2 different patterns here. So on the top you have red rose, blue rose, blue rose. What comes next? Red rose. And then you would just go on like that until your child has the pattern completed. And then the same thing on the bottom here. Oak leaf, maple leaf, oak leaf, maple leaf. What comes next? Oak leaf. And they would just complete that pattern as well. All right, and then we have a basic shape sheet. And my kids actually like to choose an animal figurine from the beginning of the binder to help them throughout the rest of the binder, and they kind of just use it as a pointer for these basic sheets. So they would just go along circle, star, triangle, heart, and so on. And then we have a more advanced shape sheet. So for this one, your child will have to count the sides to figure out which shape it is, and then draw a line with their dry erase marker to the matching shape. So you'd say to your child which one's a pentagon, and then they would draw a line from the pentagon word to the shape. You have octagon and a hexagon. And then we have some coin work. So this one is great for getting your child to recognize the different coins and learn their names and values. And for this activity, I like to use real coins. However, there are some coins that you can print off and laminate in the binder pack as well. So basically your child will just be matching the coin to their value on the piggy bank and filling up their little piggy bank here. And then we have a butterfly life cycle sequence sheet. So this one is great for introducing the order of events to your preschooler as well as the butterfly life cycle. So they would just have to take their cards up here and place them in the correct order. So we have eggs, and then what hatches out of the eggs, caterpillars, and then what happens to the caterpillar, forms a chrysalis. And then what emerges out of the chrysalis? A beautiful, beautiful butterfly. And you can talk about how it cycles over and over again as well. But this is just a good one for getting them to understand the order of events. And I also want to point out that this is another free one on the blog, and I will link that in the description box for you. Okay, then we have some sorting by color. So sorting is an essential precursor to math for children. And this also works on color recognition for little ones as well. So there's just a whole bunch of different images in here, and they were just sorting by color. Yellow, and you can develop vocabulary words as well with this. Lavender's purple. The starfish is purple. Grapes are purple. This car is red. Color are the lemons, yellow. And so on and so on. Then we just have some more sorting by color. Just kind of add some more color options here for the kids. So brown, gray, pink, black, and white. Then we have some more shape work, and this one is matching the shapes on the stamp to the shapes on the envelope. So there you get to stamp the envelope. So heart, circle, diamond, square, triangle, and star. And this one comes with 2 different pages. The first one's pretty basic shapes. And then your second one here is a little more advanced shapes. The next page you'll need your dry erase marker again. And this one is just working on tracing. So they're just going to trace your uppercase letters and your lowercase letters with the dry erase marker. We have some more letter recognition, but this one also works on the sequence of the alphabet. So they have to place the letters in alphabetical order on the caterpillar here. See what comes first, A, and then B comes next, A, B, C, A, B, C, D, comes after D, A, B, C, D, E, and then they would just go on like that until they completed the alphabet. Then we have some sizing work, and for this activity your child is just placing the sharks in order from smallest to largest. And you could say, which shark is the smallest? And they would find the smallest one and match it up. And you could sing, baby shark doo 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 doo. Which shark is the next biggest? Mommy shark doo 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 doo. Which shark is the largest? Daddy shark doo 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 doo. My kids just get such a kick out of that. They love the Baby Shark song, so this one's always fun for them. Right, and then we move on to sorting by season. So this is a good one for your child to make associations with the 4 different seasons. So we just have our little cards over here. So pumpkin, they would match up to fall. And then mittens, wear mittens in the winter when it's cold. And then you have a swimsuit because we go swimming in the summer. And then the flowers start blooming on the trees in the spring. And then we move on to some emergency contact information. So the first page here, we just have mommy's and daddy's phone numbers. And there are other options for you guys to print off because I know everyone's family setup is not the same. So there's blank spots for you guys to fill out as well, just in case your family is set up a little differently. And for privacy purposes, I'm not going to show you our phone numbers, but to just give you an idea, we just have these little numbers here and the kids will place them in order for mommy and daddy's phone number. And we have blank cards for you guys to write your phone numbers in. And then we go over what's an emergency and what's not an emergency. So we talk about fires, car accidents, if you can't wake mommy or daddy up. And then we talk about what number to dial on the phone in case there is an emergency. And we have the little numbers here. And the kids just place them in order. Dial 911. And we do practice on the phone as well. We don't actually dial the number, but we just kind of go over with the kids on what to do. And then we also have some examples of what's not an emergency. So if they fall off on their bike and skin their knee, they have a cold with just like a runny nose, or if their ear hurts a little bit. Alright, then on this side, we're using our dry erase marker again, and we're matching the occupation to their corresponding vehicle. So, which worker is this? This is a construction worker. What vehicle does the construction worker drive? And they would find the concrete mixer, and then they would just draw a line to match. And the pilot drives the airplane. Firefighter drives the firefighter truck. And you can do EMT, or doctors are associated with ambulances. And on this side, we just have another one with occupation to vehicle. Alright, so these last couple sheets that I'm going to share with you, I did not create personally, but they are free resources. And this first one is from totschooling.net, and it is just matching up the different continents. So it's a great way to work on matching as well as learning the different continents on the earth. And then we have an I Spy Zoo Animals page, and this one is great for visual discrimination, counting, as well as learning the different names of the zoo animals. So your child would pick out an animal to search for. So let's say they picked alligators, and then they could use their dry erase marker to circle them. And then they would count them. How many alligators are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. And if your child is writing, they could write the number down at the bottom here. And then they would just go on and on like that with all the different zoo animals. And the very last page in our binder, I'm not going to show you guys today just for privacy reasons, but it's basically a tracing sheet with my daughter's name on it for her to learn to write her name. Then I just have a few more things to show to you guys. Now, these sheets are not included in our personal binder, however, they are included in the binder pack. So we just have an About Me sheet with a place for your child's name, their birthday, favorite color, favorite food, and then a few things that they enjoy. And then we also have just a basic pen control sheet, so to work on some tracing. And then we have another version of the Alphabet Caterpillar, and this one we made into a file folder game. And the one in the binder was working on sequence, and this one is working on matching lowercase to uppercase. And then the very last one we made into another file folder game, and this one is sorting water, land, and air for animals. So they would just have to match it up. So rabbits live on land, toucans can fly in the air, bald eagles can fly in the air, foxes live on land, and sharks live in the water. And there's some more animals in there as well. And we didn't add the Velcro dots to this one, however, you could if you wanted to. Alright you guys, so that about wraps it up for our preschool learning binder. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hitting that little bell below to be notified when new videos are up. Our videos are all about homeschooling on this channel, so if you guys like watching those, be sure to subscribe. Alright, we'll see you in the next one.